Hello! Welcome to the show. It is... What is today? Today is Sunday, March 15th, 2020. Welcome back to the show. I know we weren't here last week. What was going on last week that I wasn't... Oh, I had to work last week. That's what it was. So... Or, wait, no, what... I don't remember what happened last week, why we didn't do a show. So, oh, I know why. We had like a family thing that we were doing. That's what it was. So, anyway. Zach, how's it going?
All right.
Cool. Anything good? Or just same old, same old?
Same old.
Sorry, I'm playing with the mic. That's probably, like, you can probably hear everything I'm doing on your end, can't you?
No, it sounds normal to me.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay. Tighten that up. So, we need to address some things on the show this week.
Such as?
Yes. Well, so as much as I wanted our show today to solely focus on tech, unfortunately...
Oh, yeah. Okay, whatever.
Unfortunately, all of our topics have something to do with the current, as some would call it, epidemic, but the current situation that is revolving around COVID-19. So, apologies up front. I really wanted the show to be like, let's find an escape. It's all over the place, but there just isn't anything in the tech news besides it, unfortunately. So, anyway, it is a thing. I think it is something that needs to be addressed, but I am not a medical professional, so take that for what it is. So, anyway. Regarding what's happening around here with TechBeam Media in general, the safety and well-being of our members and customers, that's our number one priority here. So we're continuing to monitor, at least I am, this whole situation in terms of a business thing. So, yeah. Remember, though, if you feel sick with a fever, or any members of your household are sick, please stay home. That's a thing. So, here's the problem with this, is that, so, the COVID-19 virus incubates for, do you know how, it's like a couple weeks.
2 weeks or something.
Yep. And so in that time, you're contagious, but you may not present any signs. So that's part of why I think there's such a massive spread behind it. Things like that. So what does the CDC say you should do, Zach? Any guesses? What do you think is like?
Stay home if you're sick. I don't know.
Yep, wash your hands and stay home if you're sick. Those are like the two big things. Wash your hands often and thoroughly, especially after bathroom use. Before and after eating and after you cough or sneeze. Cover your coughs and sneezes with your elbow. Use hand sanitizer often, although it has to be 60% plus, so either 60% or more for it to actually be effective. Frequently clean surface or clean shared areas with disinfecting agents, and consider whether or not upcoming travel or attendance at crowded venues or events is necessary. Is any of your company have they sent out like mass emails about like, here's what we're doing and please work from home?
Nope, none of that yet. I wish. I would love to work from home for a couple weeks. That'd be great. There was some talk about licensing for the remote desktop gateway server, whether or not it could handle 200 people trying to remote in.
Ooh.
So it might be happening. I don't know. I'm not in.
Off of one server though?
Oh, no.
Yikes.
So it's the gateway just facilitates your connection to another computer.
Yeah, but that's a lot of bandwidth going in and out, and
It's doable.
yeah, if you've got the processing power.
Well, in any case, it seems to be okay based on some testing we did. So
Until it all crashes and you guys are like, crap. So anyway,
worse
yeah.
has happened.
So have you guys had like a wait, what do you mean worse has happened?
Worse things have happened.
Like what? So you've been with your current
Not while
employer.
I was there. No.
Oh, okay. You've been with your current employer for how long?
Since June.
How long?
Since June.
Since June. Okay, so not quite a year yet. In that time that you've been there, what has been like the biggest like technical glitch that has happened, or has there been?
Nothing too bad.
So nothing like, the whole system wide, like network going down or something like that.
No, not really.
Okay. So I gotta ask you a question. So I really wish Pleb was here, because that would be really hilarious to talk to him about this. So you're not as big into networking as I am, but you understand the concepts behind networking. So I was asking Pleb. We've all had one of those, oh, I'm an idiot moments. In fact, you've had one of those moments on this show, Zach.
Whatever.
It was pretty hilarious. We were talking about like some keyboard or kind of thing. That's like, and I was like, I don't remember. I think I was like, yeah, that's called a Bluetooth keyboard or something like that. Anyway, so we've all had one of those, oh, I'm an idiot moments. So I asked Pleb, so what is your, oh, I'm an idiot moment when he has worked for like a tech management company in the summers. And so he was working in a school district. They were cleaning up some wiring, and he plugged an Ethernet cable.
What did he unplug?
No. He didn't unplug anything. He plugged an Ethernet cable into a switch. Except for, guess where the other end of that Ethernet cable is plugged into?
Where?
You'll never guess.
The same switch.
Yes.
Okay. Oops are bad.
Yes. No, really? You don't think plugging a switch into itself might cause a problem?
Well, some have protection against that.
Yeah, this one did
not.
not. This one
didn't? Oh, okay.
No. This one did not.
What happened?
So when people couldn't figure out why they couldn't get anywhere with their systems, yeah, he essentially shut down the entire network.
Lovely.
So, yeah. The best part was that like literally like 10 minutes before this conversation went down, we were working in a lab environment and we're connecting switches to each other, and literally had this conversation where you can't create a loop. So yeah, that was kind of funny. But yeah, do not plug a switch into itself. I wonder if so I tried this here in the house. I plugged my switch into itself, and it like kind of congested a little bit, but like I could still get out to the internet. And like, so like it didn't like destroy the network or anything like that. It just congested it really badly. So anyway, but that's the thing. So yeah, but do not plug a switch into itself. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. All right.
Usually don't want to do that.
Let's see here. What? Okay. On the docket for today. Have you ever heard of Robinhood? Do you know what that is?
I'll say what?
Do you know what Robinhood is?
Story?
Well, yeah, it's a story, but there's also an app, like a financial trading app.
No, I don't know what that is.
So that had some problems this week. News about Apple's retail stores. Your Microsoft news. ISPs. What are they doing amid the COVID-19
I know
outbreak?
what they're doing.
Really? Do you?
Nothing.
You might be surprised. And there is the Red Magic phone. It's like a gaming phone. It's like the one piece of like tech that's in the show. So anyway.
Gaming phones are the most cringe thing ever.
Oh, don't worry. This one will be cringe. So.
Okay.
But we will get there. But first, let's roll the intro. So into the topics for this week here. So yeah, Robinhood. It's like a financial trading program or like app or something like that. So with this whole COVID-19 thing that's happening right now, or coronavirus or whatever you want to call it, I guess both terms are technically correct, but it has created some uncertainty in the financial sector of things. Actually, so I live in a small town of like, I don't know what the population is of the, let's see, like 28,000 people. And, stores, like Walmart, completely, like the whole aisle, completely out of toilet paper. And this is probably, like, this has been some kind of, well, not some kind of, but like the same thing. You probably experienced kind of the same thing in the cities, haven't you? Bunch of
I don't
people.
really understand why people are doomsday prepping over this.
So,
crap.
well, okay, so here's what happens, right? Is because I had the same question too, and when you think about it, and when I tell you, it'll make sense. So, where's toilet paper made?
I don't know.
Where's everything made?
I was about to say probably China with everything else.
Yep. So, it's all made in China, right? Well, if there's nobody to make it, then there's none of it around, so people are stocking up. Make sense? So,
Well, yes, but it's the people that buy a ton that ruin it for everybody.
oh, for sure. For sure.
People are literally scalping toilet paper and hand sanitizer now.
Yeah, well, that's why, like, Amazon and eBay were like, no, we're not gonna, like, so they put their foot down, which is good, and said, no, you're not gonna, hike the prices on this stuff. They've shut down a lot of, like, stores that have been trying to do that. Like, these e-commerce stores. Which is a good thing. So.
Good, screw them.
For sure. Exactly. The problem is, though, is I just read an article last night about, like, a couple people, and I don't remember where it was, but, like, they bought up a bunch of hand sanitizer and things, and then, like, went to other cities and, like, states to, like, buy up their supply of hand sanitizer, and then they tried to flip it online for, like, I don't know what kind of profit margin they were trying to do. Like, they buy it for like $3 and like sell it for like 15 or something like that. Which is a decent profit margin, but like yeah, their plans of trying to sell it online and everything have been like foiled by the whole, nope, you're not going to do this. But no, so I read that like one guy was like trying to figure out how he was going to like sell it locally, and then I think he just ended up like donating all of it, which is kind of funny, and it serves him right, but what you're good at math.
I don't like math.
I know you don't like math, but you're good at it.
I'm not. I wouldn't even consider myself good at it either.
So let's just say you bought hand sanitizer for $3.
Oh, great. So here we go. We got another one of those, like, stereotypical math class problems, like, Jimmy has 27 bottles of hand sanitizer. He sells 5. How many does he have now?
A little bit more complicated.
Why does Jimmy have 27 bottles of hand sanitizer? I don't know.
A little bit more.
Just replace hand sanitizer with anything.
A little bit more complicated than that. So your cost is $3 and you're selling it for $15. What is your gross profit margin?
Well, you're making like 5 times as much as you put in.
So you're making 80 points on that for a gross profit of $12. The only reason I know that is because I just logged into our intranet and used the gross profit margin calculator. I wouldn't have been able to figure that out on my own. I don't even know what the equation is to figure that out. But yeah, 80% profit margin. That's ridiculous. Well, I guess
It's pretty ridiculous.
what is oh. Well, let's just say that those things cost us maybe an average of $2.50. Okay, that's 87% profit margin. I guess. Okay. Anyway, cool. Yeah. You know what's really marked up is like clothing. Like the profit margin on clothing is like 60%, 60-70%, something like that. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, so yeah, stock trading app Robinhood experienced its third outage in a week as U.S. stocks plummeted on Monday. The fall was so bad that actually, get this, the stock exchange actually stopped trading for 15 minutes, which is, it's automatically done during significant stock market drops to prevent free fall. I didn't even know that that was a thing. That, like, it could drop that. Anyway, so I know nothing about the stock market.
Neither do I.
It's this big giant thing that's there, and everyone watches the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and I feel like there's a third one. Oh, the Standard & Poor's. Or no, that's the S&P. Excuse me. NASDAQ, Dow Jones. Oh, yeah, and the S&P 500. Okay, yep. Okay. Those are like the 3 that everyone watches. So, and there's supposed to be, I guess, some kind of representation as to, like, how the market is doing. S&P 500, which is what? Oh, it's actually up. Okay. Like, up is good, down is bad. So, anyway. But
seems reasonable, I guess.
The issues lasted for more than 5 hours. Robinhood first tweeted that trading was down at 10:06 a.m. Eastern Time. The company told The Verge that trading was partially restored by 10:25 a.m. Eastern Time, and that everything was fully operational by 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Robinhood said on their Twitter account, excuse me, trading has been restored and Robinhood is back up and running again. Thank you for your patience as we resolve this issue. Now, the other morning, trading on the platform was temporarily unavailable, and the company said in a statement, to The Verge, they say, "We know this interruption was frustrating for our customers, especially after last week, and on a day that trading was halted market-wide. Our platform is now fully operational, and we're working hard to improve our service during these historical and volatile market conditions." Now, last week's outages were caused by, any guesses?
I don't know.
Stress on infrastructure. Well, you know, if the markets are crashing like that, people are probably pulling their money out of the market, out of stocks. Because so you know, having stake in a company it's a risk. Like, if you're doing well, then yeah, you're going to make money. But if it drops, you can lose a bunch of money. So, anyway. And with the whole, pandemic that's happening right now, a lot of things are uncertain. So, you're going to see the markets probably all over the place. But, anyway, the co-founders and CEO said in a blog post published last Tuesday evening, okay, so that's what they were saying. Both of them said that it was stress on the infrastructure. The company doesn't believe that the issues that they had the other day were related to last week's. Robinhood told The Verge. Last week's first outage took place at around 9:30 a.m. on Monday, March 2nd, until about 2 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, March 3rd. The second outage, which was shorter, the company first tweeted about it at 10:11 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, March 3rd, and said at 11:54 a.m. Eastern Time that the service had been fully restored. Let's talk about systems going down. Oh man, what was it? A couple weeks ago, our whole point of sale backend system, and actually, I take that back. Both our backend point of sale system and the customer facing website were like broken, and I mean like broken, like really broken. Normally, when the system goes down, I believe our point of sale system at my point or at my employer is built kind of modularly, so there's different like modules, and typically the actual like point of sale side of it for ringing tickets and stuff, usually that's the part that goes down. Usually the search function for looking up product and pricing information, usually that's fine. But in this instant, it went down completely. Like, you could still access the system and log in, but you couldn't look anything up. You couldn't start any tickets. And it went down at about like 5 o'clock in the evening. And then we close our location at 8. And when I went to go close the register at night, at 8 o'clock, it was still broken, which is kind of bad because, you're kind of supposed to, count everything and close the system through
sell things. Yeah.
Close the system through the point of sale system. Oh, no. We can still sell stuff. You know how?
A pen and paper, probably.
Yep, we went old school, and this isn't the first time this has happened. So yep, you go back to old school. Paper and get out what has been named the Knuckle Buster. Have you ever seen Home Alone, like the second one?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so Kevin McAllister goes to like New York or something like that, or he's left in New York, and he's got his dad's credit card, and he takes it up to the counter, and they run it on the old timey credit card machine thing, where it basically just like makes a carbon copy of the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Or not? You either do or you don't.
Sorry, did you ask a question?
Yeah, do you know what I'm talking about? One of those...
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, hang on. Talking about this thing.
I thought you were looking it up.
I am.
Oh, I have never seen that before.
Yeah, so this thing right here... Oh, there it goes. This is a manual credit card machine. So what you do, you see the card in there? So you put the card in there, and then underneath it, you put this little slip of like carbon paper, and then you take that thing that's on the left there, and it basically, you run it across back and forth, and then it imprints the numbers on the card onto the piece of carbon paper. So, yep, that's a thing. And then we run it through later, once the system comes back up. But anyway, so yeah, that's a thing.
Sounds like a fun thing. Just kidding, it does not at all.
So, anyway, yeah. So I've had to learn how to go old school. This is even better. This one has hang on. I'll shoot this to you. So that one right there, that one has the card in it and then the piece of paper that you see.
Okay.
So there's the piece of paper. There's the card in there, and then it's got room for you to actually write out a manual ticket on it.
I see.
So, yep. It's pretty great.
You don't sound very sure of yourself there.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's not fun. I'd rather the point of sale system just work. So anyway, and the best part was so it was down then, and then I was off the next day and it worked fine, and then I came back. So this happened on a Monday. I was off Tuesday, came back on Wednesday, and it was down again. Yep. Well, this is what you get when you use Microsoft Azure's platform to host your programs. Actually, I don't know how much of it was actually on the Azure platform, and how much of it is on our development team, or collaboratively the two things put together. Anyway, all I know is that you ain't got these problems on AWS. Actually, that's probably not true. You're gonna have issues anywhere, but so that's the thing. Moving on. Apple to close U.S. retail stores and all others outside China until March 27th, Zach.
Wow.
So, Apple is temporarily closing all of its retail stores outside of Greater China until March 27th. CEO Tim Cook announced in a letter posted on the company's website late Friday night. The most effective way to minimize risk of the virus's transmission is to reduce density and maximize social distance, Cook wrote. We're continuing to provide, are committed to providing exceptional service to our customers. Well, okay, but when you think about how many people visit Apple stores every day, it makes sense.
Well, of course, yes.
And an Apple store is basically a big giant
I'm not
store.
laughing at that. I'm laughing at the PR speak.
Oh. Well, I think companies genuinely are committed to providing, wanting to keep their customers safe, their employees and customers safe. Now, the nationwide closure is among the first from a major retailer in the United States, but this extends far beyond the U.S., with every Apple location globally shutting down effectively immediately, except for those in China. Although I think China has kind of figured out how to... They're either past it, or they've at least figured out how to now manage the outbreak. But Apple's online store will remain operational, as will the Apple Store app during the downtime. For physical retail locations and customers seeking customer support, they can visit support.apple.com to find authorized repair shops that remain open or arrange mail-in service.
Authorized repair shops? Blech.
Yeah, I gotta get that AASP.
Get that authorization to fix something.
The global spread of COVID-19 is affecting every one of us, Cook wrote. At Apple, we are people first.
They are?
People first.
Wow. Bold statement.
And we do not... and we do what we do with the belief that technology can change lives and the hope that it can be a valuable tool in a moment like this. Yeah, if you can afford it. Yeah, technology is great and it can change lives. But not at Apple's prices.
If your wallet's fat enough to afford ours.
So Anyway, employees affected by the store's closing up shop will still be paid. I mean, that's a positive.
I would darn well hope so.
Well, they very well could say, well, sorry, you're just, we're not open. You're not going to get paid.
If they did that, I mean, it would probably be a poor PR move. That's for sure.
Yeah, it would, especially.
Yeah, I mean, people could very well be screwed by it.
They're saying like contractors and things like that, and those in the entertainment industry and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of people are probably pretty screwed. We are fortunate.
Well, right now I'm fortunate. I'm in the retail industry, so. Anyway.
Well, maybe I just am. Then I don't know.
I mean,
I am.
You can work. You can work from home. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's. Screw you. Screw you, Zach.
I was trying to be inclusive, but you just ruined it.
If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah. So employees affected by the store's closing up shop will be paid. Now, here's what Cook said on that and other adjustments Apple's making to accommodate workers impacted by the virus. All of our hourly workers will continue to receive pay in alignment with business as usual operations. We have expanded our leave policies to accommodate personal or family health circumstances created by COVID-19, including recovering from an illness, caring for a sick loved one, mandatory quarantining, or child care challenges due to school closures. Excuse me. Apple's committed donations to COVID-19 have reached $15 million, according to Cook, and the company will be matching our employee donations 2-to-1 to support COVID-19 response efforts locally, nationally, and internationally. Like other large companies with a worldwide presence, Apple is strongly encouraging employees to work from home if their job allows for it. I think we give Apple a lot of... We're pretty negative towards Apple for the most part. But I will say, I think one thing that Apple does try to do really well is in events like this, I think they do genuinely try to do what they can to help.
I suppose. I mean, you can't really fault anything that they're doing.
Paying their employees while the stores are closed, that's a good move. But the outreach that they're trying to do, Apple's committed donations thing here. This is where you see, kind of the good of a big corporation sometimes, I guess, if you will. So that statement about Apple being what was it? Like people first? Yeah, I guess I can kind of see that. Cook struck a somber but hopeful tone to close his letter. There is no mistaking the challenges of this moment. The entire Apple family is indebted to the horrific first responders, doctors, nurses, researchers, public health experts, and public servants globally who have given every ounce of their spirit to help the world meet this movement. We do not yet know with certainty what the greatest risk will be, when the greatest risk will be behind us, and yet I have been inspired by the humanity and determination I have seen from all corners of our global community, as President Lincoln said in a time of great adversity. The occasion is piled high with difficulty, and we must rise with our occasion, as our case is new, so we must think anew and act anew. Got some old English in there. That's always how Apple has chosen to meet big challenges, and it's how we'll rise to meet this one as well. Apple operates some of the most high-profile retail stores in the world and ranks first in the U.S. for highest sales per square foot. Well, yeah, no crap. You wanna buy a brand new Mac Pro for the price that you can buy a car, Zach?
Nope.
So yeah, Apple rates some of the most high profile. Like, okay, yeah, Apple is very like clean, polished, things like that. Yeah, ranks first in the U.S. for highest sales per square foot. I wonder why. Any guesses on that one, Zach?
I think it could be because their products cost a lot of money.
Yeah, because apparently they're made with magic and pixie dust.
Oh, I want some magic and pixie dust in my phone. Where do I get some? At an Apple store?
Wait, if your device is filled with pixie dust, that
But I
probably
can't
explains.
go to an Apple store because they're closed. What the heck?
Now, Zach, if your device is filled with pixie dust, that probably explains the horrible cooling and performance problems that it has.
Ooh, maybe, but it's worth it. I mean, it looks nice.
Looks nice. Doesn't function very nice, but it looks nice. So, anyway, moving on to Microsoft news for the week. This may come as a shock to some people. It came as a shock to me. But Bill Gates has stepped down from the Microsoft board. And here's the part that shocks me.
Though?
Here's the part that shocks me. Is that I didn't even know he was still part of the board. I thought he left a long time ago.
I thought he was pretty distant from the company.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Shrug.
Right?
So what you're saying is, whenever I curse Windows Update and say thanks, Bill Gates, that it actually meant something?
I don't think he has anything to do with the development of it. You know, you could be on the board of directors, but like...
Okay, but he still is an important person with the company, right? So it still counts.
Well, yeah. So Bill Gates, co-founder and former CEO of Microsoft, is stepping down from the board of the company. Gates previously served as CEO of Microsoft until 2000, when he stepped down from the position in order to spend more time on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In 2008, Gates left his full-time role at Microsoft in an official capacity to focus on all of his efforts on philanthropy. What the heck is philanthropy?
I'm ashamed to admit I have to look it up.
Yeah, I do too. The desire to promote the welfare of others. Oh, okay, yep, okay, that makes sense. Expressed especially by the generous donation of money to good causes. Well, that makes a lot of sense with them, with their foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Let's see here. I actually don't know exactly what his foundation, what their foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, previously the William H. Gates Foundation, is an American private foundation founded by Bill and Melinda Gates, based in Seattle, Washington. Let's see here. Ooh, Wikipedia. The primary goal of the foundation are globally to enhance healthcare and reduce extreme poverty in the U.S., to expand educational opportunities and access to information technology. Okay.
Well, I guess it's a reasonable enough goal. I don't
know. Let's see. The foundation is controlled by its three trustees, Bill and Melinda Gates, and a couple other people. Anyway, okay. So Gates stepping down from the board is apparently due to similar motivations, with a press release announcing the news citing a desire to dedicate more time to his philanthropic priorities. That's a hard word to say. Anyway, Gates will still serve as a technology advisor to current CEO Satya Nadella, a role he began in 2014 as at Nadella's request, when he stepped down from serving as chairman on Microsoft's board. It's been a tremendous honor and privilege to have worked with and learned from Bill over the years. Bill founded our company with a belief in the democratizing force of software, and passion to solve society's most pressing challenges. And Microsoft and the world are better for it, Nadella commented in a statement. The board has benefited from Bill's leadership and vision, and Microsoft will continue to benefit from Bill's ongoing technical passion and advice to drive our product and services forward. I'm grateful for Bill's friendship and look forward to continuing to work alongside him to realize our mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. So he's still going to be at least somewhat involved with the company he founded through his position as a technology advisor. The move marks the furthest step away from running Microsoft that Gates has taken yet since he gave up on the role of CEO in 2000. Interesting. I really thought he had cut all ties with Microsoft and was super distanced. But I guess not. No
idea.
I guess not. So, anyway. Moving on. Oh yeah. So Comcast and TMobile to suspend internet data caps for the next 60 days.
How about forever?
Well, okay, so there's some interesting discussion here, but let's get through this real quick. So Comcast and T-Mobile have announced suspensions of their internet data cap policies in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Comcast says it will no longer charge overage fees for home internet customers that go over its broadband data caps, while T-Mobile says it's removing all data caps from its mobile customers. AT&T and Verizon have taken similar measures. During this extraordinary time, it is vital that as many Americans as possible stay connected to the internet for education, work, and personal health reasons, Comcast Cable CEO Dave Watson said in a statement. Our employees are also live and working in virtually every community we serve, and we all share the same belief that it's our company's responsibility to step up and help out. Earlier today, the Federal Communication Commission announced that it had signed both Comcast and T-Mobile, as well as many other firms in the broadband and telecommunication industries, to its new Keep Americans Connected pledge. The pledge asks that companies not terminate services for residential or small business customers, waive any late fees incurred due to the economic effects of the virus, and open access to public Wi-Fi hotspots to any American who needs them. It also asks these companies to suspend data caps due to the sharp spikes in work from policies being implemented throughout the country to help reduce the spread of COVID-19, the illness caused by the novel coronavirus. After the FCC confirmed that Comcast and T-Mobile signed the pledge, both companies have came out and announced the steps that they're taking to try and alleviate pressure on customers. In addition to suspending data caps for 60 days, Comcast says it will make its Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots free throughout the country, and it will not charge disconnect or late fees. Comcast yesterday announced it will increase the internet speed of its internet essential tiers, which is targeted towards low-income families. T-Mobile is also instituting these new policies for a 60-day period. Says it's suspending data caps, giving customers 20 gigabytes of additional hotspot tethering data, increasing the data allowances given to schools and students who rely on its Empowered Ed program, and making it free to call countries severely impacted by the coronavirus. Okay.
I mean, look, all sounds good, right? But here's a thing to consider. Why are these changes even necessary? Why are these changes even necessary? Why have these changes not been enacted a long, long time ago? Just because that's how it should be.
And so here's my thing on this. As I was looking at the title of this, Comcast and T-Mobile to suspend internet data caps for the next 60 days, right? So they're suspending data caps. Here's my thing. The telecommunication companies for years have said, oh, well, it's going to put too much strain on the infrastructure. Clearly not if they can do this. That's where I'm at. if you can clearly raising speeds, not setting data caps, like we're going to waive data caps right now. You clearly have the bandwidth to spare if you can do this.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Our employees also live and work in virtually every community we serve. And we all share the same belief that it's our company's responsibility to step up and help out. Oh, yeah, so it takes a national pandemic for you to step up and do the right thing. But after 60 days, oh, okay.
But after 60 days, you better get back to rationing your data.
This is what annoys the heck out of me.
God.
Look,
Horrible.
okay.
Horrible.
These are national companies, right? T-Mobile, AT&T, Comcast, Verizon. These are not small companies. They are not hurting for money or bandwidth, right? Get this, okay? My local co-op, okay? Right now, here's what they're doing. First off, there's no data caps ever. So, like, you can't tell me that bandwidth is the problem here. So, no data caps ever. But what they have done is they have said, for any customer who would like, we will double your internet speeds for 3 months for free.
Very nice.
So if a small local co-op can sustain this and offer this and run this through, then why can't large companies be doing stuff like this?
Well, they can't. They're
Just
just
normal.
not going to.
Right. But it's not an issue of, we don't have the capacity or the bandwidth to do it. And that's what this shows right here. Oh, okay, yeah, let's just shut all this stuff off and we'll call it good. Not a problem. It's never been a problem. The whole excuse of, it's going to put too much strain on the infrastructure. Oh, it's going to reduce the ability for us to improve our networks and stuff.
It was all a bunch of crap. Who would have thought?
Bull crap. And so, but after 60 days, everything's gonna go back to normal, and it'll be a thing. I really wish that somebody would take this and say, okay, hold on, so you can now all of a sudden just magically support all of this extra. Like, so you can now just automatically, like, all of a sudden, like, give people better speeds and, like cut the data caps.
That really makes me think all of a sudden.
Cut data caps and, like, we're gonna be okay, but that can't be a thing that normally happens. Like, that's the biggest thing that I get out of this. It's like, the infrastructure's there. It's never not been there. It's always been there. It's just, it takes a national pandemic for it to come through. But, yeah. So I really wish somebody would take a moment and say, oh, wait, hang on. But that's not going to happen.
Well, it might happen, but nobody's gonna care.
Yeah, but it would be great. But like, that's the biggest thing that I kind of thought about as I was reading through this. I was like, so magically we can just now all of a sudden not have any issues because there's a national pandemic that's going on right now. But like normally, like, our infrastructure is so like, and here's the thing about this too, is that. this really is a good test of if more people are working from home and using these services. This really is a good test to see just how well these networks are built. And
Wow,
spoiler alert,
it's just funny because it seems like coronavirus really improves the performance of our network for some reason. Now we can give people more data. Wow, awesome.
and
It's definitely because of the coronavirus and not that we had that performance capability all along.
right, exactly. Like spoiler alert. These networks are built fine. They're more than capable of handling day-to-day operations for everyone without data caps or throttling.
Better pay up. Better pay up.
Exactly. Well, so the problem with this is that how reliably can you carry a gigabit signal to somebody's house? There is some infrastructure updates that would need to be done.
But if we do that, then the CEO of Comcast can't expand his mansion. Come on.
Well, let's solve FTTH first. Luckily, I'm already solved with that problem. But you're not.
I don't want to talk about it.
I know.
Yeah, I know you know, and you're talking about it anyway because you know I know because you know that I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I know how it is.
Oh man, seriously. How hard is it to run fiber to the home?
Look, it'll cut into his mansion. Okay, you can't do that.
Yeah. I told you about the awesome story about how, like, some Comcast installer in the area was telling me that, like, oh yeah, we can get gigabit to your home. Yeah, over cable? Or over copper? Yeah, it comes in over copper. Actually, I'm sure copper probably is capable of carrying that signal, but how well it's capable of carrying that signal. See, so it's fiber to the node, and then copper to the house.
Right.
But, like, if you've already got fiber to the node, how much... I can't imagine it's that expensive to just run a cable or a fiber line to the house. I don't know. Maybe it's crazy.
Expensive.
Maybe it's crazy expensive. I actually don't know what that costs.
Nope, too expensive.
But if a small town local co-op can do it, like, how big is... Oh, what did I say? Let's see here. Area. Let's see if I can find the population. Population. About 8,000 people. Yeah. About 8,000 people. 7,500, 8,000 people. So if a town of 8,000 people can have a local co-op come in and run fiber to the home, why can't these big corporations do it? Oh, that's right. They don't want to spend the money.
Too much money.
But yeah, I really don't know. Yeah, it's new Keep Americans Connected pledge.
Keep Americans draining
Federal
their
Communication
wallets into
Commission's chair.
Comcast.
The FCC chairman Ajit Pai introduced a broadband and telecom industry measure on Friday called the Keep Americans Connected pledge. It's designed to retain in any potential abuse from U.S. internet service. It's designed to rein in any potential abuses.
Wait, but hold on. I thought that he was just got done authorizing more abuse. What?
Abuses from U.S. internet service providers during the ongoing novel coronavirus pandemic. What about the rest of? What about every time else?
What about the rest of the year? What about when there isn't a pandemic sweeping the globe?
Let's see. The pledge, which is for the next 60 days, asks the companies not terminate services for residential or small community business. Look, okay, I'm not asking a telecommunication company to not cut your services if you don't pay. I think
just offer a decent service.
I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair. Let's see. So far, Pi says that virtually every major company in the U.S. broadband and telecom business has committed to the pledge. But again, okay, so see, here's the thing. Okay, we don't have any problem, signing on to this pledge. I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, if they didn't, like, it's just going to be a horrible PR nightmare for them.
Well, yeah.
But... So let's be honest. But again, this is the thing. It's like, okay, we'll sign on and we can totally open up our services and we're gonna be just fine. We'll be fine. The infrastructure's fine. But magically, as soon as this COVID-19 epidemic is not an epidemic anymore. No.
Oh, suddenly our infrastructure can't handle it anymore. Restrictions, late fees.
Right. Except for the strain on the infrastructure is actually probably going to be lowered since more people will be back at work in a centralized location, meaning that less network resources are needed to help connect everyone. But magically, as soon as the coronavirus thing goes away, nope. I don't get it. So the pledge arrives just days after AT&T said it would suspend broadband data caps from its internet home customers, and Comcast said it would be raising internet speeds on its Internet Essentials tier. Let's see. What is this? Oh, wow. Okay. Comcast is increasing the speeds of its discontinued internet service for low-income households to 25 megabits per second down, an increase from 15 megabits per second down. Oh, wow.
How generous of them.
Upload speeds will be increased to 3 megabits per second from 2 megabits per second. Comcast is also beginning to offer a 60-day free trial of the service, which costs $9.95 per month. I don't know. If the service costs you $10 a month, 15 megs down, 3 megs up, that might not be horrible. I mean, it could be way higher. They have the capacity for it to be way higher. But see, here's the problem. How do you rate how much a service should cost based on what you're getting? Like, it's a very subjective thing. How much is each meg worth?
I do not know.
It's very subjective.
Less than they'd like you to believe, probably.
Oh, for sure. Well, obviously, yeah. If they all of a sudden at the, all of a sudden if they can just be like, oh, yep, we can turn off data caps, no problem. Obviously. Anyway, okay. The Red Magic 5G gaming smartphone has a 144 hertz display. Oh, and you ready for this, Zach? An internal cooling fan.
Of course it does. I have a picture of this device so we can cringe at.
Yeah, I have some. This one's from Ars Technica here. Let me, there's the link to this thing.
Ooh, what is that on the back? Oh, like seriously, I think that it would be a much more attractive product if it didn't have like gamer all over it. Like calm down.
Zach, it's a gaming phone.
Okay, but that's cringe. Look at it. It looks ridiculous. Just make a normal looking phone with higher performance. If that's what you want to do.
Oh my gosh, did you see the,
It doesn't look as cringe as some other gaming phones though, but
Did you scroll through and see the limited edition transparent version?
Oh. What is that? Gamer phone.
Oh, here's how the fan works. Air comes in from in on the one side and goes out the other. No, really?
The last thing I want my phone to have is a fan. Hello. Oh, 16 gigabytes of RAM for what?
Wait, what?
For Fortnite Mobile? 16 gigabytes of RAM?
No, for NVIDIA Shield.
What are you doing? What are you doing with 16 gigabytes of RAM on your phone?
Gotta get that
last
NVIDIA.
year my computer had that much.
Gotta get NVIDIA Shield rolling on there.
But isn't that just a remote play application
Oh,
anyway?
man.
It doesn't actually run on the phone.
Chinese OEM
Streams
Nubia.
to the phone. Oh.
Yeah, Chinese OEM Nubia is
This is horrible. Like, this is probably... I have no idea if this is a horrible product or not, but it just... Like, just the aesthetic of it is just... Ugh, it's so repulsive. Like, I don't care if this is the best phone on earth. I would avoid buying it just because of how... I don't want to carry this thing around. People will look at me like a weirdo with this thing.
Chinese OEM Nubia, an
gamer phone.
An offshoot of ZTE, has announced the latest in its line of gaming phones, the Nubia Red Magic 5G. There are a couple niche brands out there that make gaming Android. What? Have we ever actually figured out what a gaming phone is?
I don't know. It's just usually they just have more RAM and high refresh rate displays.
Yeah, this one has 16 gigs.
The high refresh rate displays are kind of cool. They are pleasant to look at. But, like, how about just a high refresh rate display in a normal phone?
Yeah, so these...
Why does it have to look like this?
These are...
Some of them have additional buttons as well, so you can, like, you know, hold it sideways and, you know, have additional buttons for the game. But...
Yeah, so these are gaming Android phones, but Nubia's Red Magic series is probably the gameriest gaming phone thanks to the inclusion of an internal cooling fan. Is that a jet engine?
Zach, what's that sound? Oh, that's just my phone.
Yeah, right? Is that a jet engine in your pocket? No. That's just my phone.
That's my gamer phone. Oh, why is it so loud? Well, I just got done playing Fortnite Mobile for 3 hours.
Yeah. So a fan, just like in your laptop, the CPU in the phone is cooled by an actual spinning fan that blasts heat out of the side of the phone. The fan exhausts via a vent on the right side of the phone above the power and volume buttons. Toasty.
Okay, so it has side buttons, like I said, for games. Oh, God.
No. On the side, it's just your power and volume buttons.
No, it has capacitive buttons, apparently.
Oh.
So even worse than real buttons, you tap them and you don't get any feedback at all.
It has it pulls air in from another chunky vent on the left side of the device. This is easily the most extreme smartphone cooling solution on the market, and hopefully it ensures your marathon mobile gaming sessions avoid any kind of thermal throttling.
All right, do you see the picture of it charging?
With the
Like, look at that UI. Did they seriously like gamerify the UI too? Like,
wait, what?
look at that.
Hang on.
What is that? Did they seriously like gamerify the UI too? Like, ugh, horrible. If I somehow was forced to use this phone, the first thing I would do would be to buy a case for it to make it look like a normal, and then flash some other OS on it. If such things
it
are
looks
available
oddly
for it.
similar to an iPhone.
Yeah, except for that charging indicator. Ugh.
No, I'm just saying, like, the actual, like, if it was turned off.
Oh, the phone itself?
Yeah, like if the screen wasn't on.
Doesn't have a notch.
Maybe it does. We just can't see it up at the top there.
No, it doesn't. There's a picture of the front with the screen on. It's just a normal bezel.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
No, I'll give them plus points for that. No, not.
Yeah, but really, a fan?
A fan?
In your... Oh, yeah. Okay, so there are bezels up at the top and bottom. They're very, very thin.
Oh, hold on. It has a switch for game mode. Oh, yeah.
What? All right, hang on.
Game mode.
So, yeah.
My phone.
This is easily the most extreme smartphone cooling solution on the market. Hopefully it's going to prevent thermal throttling. The display is a 6.65-inch 2340 by 1080 and 44 hertz OLED display, okay? Which also helps with the whole gamer motif. Since there's the same refresh rate as many PC game monitors today. It also happens to be the fastest smartphone display on Earth, besting the previous record of 120 hertz. Okay. Other specs include a Snapdragon 865, 812, or 16 gigabytes of memory, or RAM, 128 or 256 gigabytes of storage, a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, and Android 10. The phone has an in-screen fingerprint reader. Yeah, it's kind of cool. USB-C, a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. There you go.
Wow, what a novel feature.
But it's a gaming phone.
It's a gamer phone.
And a 55-watt quick charging. Isn't that what
That's
your
a lot of watts.
Isn't that what your phone has?
30 watts.
Oh, 30 watts. Okay.
30 watts, and it's fast. So, I mean, this has got to be, like, insanely fast. To be honest, I wouldn't even feel a need for faster. But I guess faster is a thing.
The 5G in the Nubia Red Magic 5G is sub 6 gigahertz only, not the fastest mmWave 5G. For rear cameras, you get a not a horrible camera, a 64 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel wide angle, and a 2 megapixel macro camera.
Yeah, but think about it. A lot of them have the same cameras. It's all about the software.
That's true, but
It's all about the software.
But more megapixels means you're going to get a clearer image to begin with.
Well, of course.
And depending on... I'm sure there are apps out there that you could use to shoot photos in RAW and then bring those into Photoshop. And adjust from there. So... the sides of the phone are actually loaded with stuff. Besides the exhaust vent, the right side has, capacitive shoulder buttons at the top and bottom for landscape gaming usage, plus the usual power and volume buttons. The left side has that intake vent, a sliding 2-position switch to enter game mode. And some kind of dock connector on the side, with something called a Red Magic Esports Magic Box. Oh, goodness. You'll be able to charge the phone, use a voice headset, and hook up a wired network cable.
Like, look, I could see some kind of a use for this with like remote play software, right? But here's the problem. Remote play software isn't really there yet. It's close. It works okay, but it really doesn't work great.
Rip NVIDIA Shield.
So, I mean, okay, it might work great if you have an amazing internet connection, but that's the exception, not the rule. And I often
Rip
try out
internet in
some of this software out
Australia.
of curiosity, and it just doesn't work that. Like, this isn't gonna get used. Why? Why? Ugh, I don't know. Whatever. I'm rambling.
Nubia is really... Excuse me. Nubia is really flexing Android's hardware capabilities here. Sadly, there are no pictures of the little dock thing. The phone also comes in some wild and highly referential color combinations, no doubt. Besides the boring black... Okay, so you can get a black version if you like, Zach.
Okay, I mean, that's not bad, but...
There's a neon red and blue version that is definitely not supposed to evoke the Nintendo
I mean, to
Switch
be honest,
colors.
this thing in black wouldn't really look that gamery. Unless it's the one in the, like, the fifth, where it's, like, black, but it's also got, like, red on it.
Actually, no, you know what?
That
That's the
looks kinda
screen.
yuck. No, but the other one, there's two angles in that picture.
Well, I think regardless of whatever you get, they're gonna have this kind of design on the back. I don't know if it's just gonna
looks
be
too gamery. Sorry, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Probably would look okay with a case though.
Yeah, if you can find a case for this thing.
I'm sure there would be a case for this.
Let's see. There's also a red and gold version that is legally distinct from Marvel's Iron Man. Dig into the website and you'll also find a crazy transparent version that will supposedly let you see the internal fan and various chips. So, let's see. The phone is launching now in China. It will be out globally in April. The price in China ranges from 3,799 yen to 4,999 yen. So anywhere from like $542 to $712. If they were going to send me one, I would test it out, but I wouldn't buy one. Anyway, yeah. So, that's kind of interesting. A gamer phone.
I mean, it's not that expensive for the kind of hardware that's in it, but like...
This is true.
The gamer cringe all over it. Ugh.
But have we taken the average smartphone too far? Like, what could you possibly need a... What could you...
16 gigabytes of RAM.
No. It's for playing Farmville. Does anyone still play that?
I haven't heard that name in years.
Farmville or Candy Crush.
God, what is this crap?
Oh man, that's hilarious. Wow.
I'd probably try one out with a nice high refresh rate display without all the gamer crap.
Isn't there some phone? I thought that phones with higher refresh rate screens were like coming out, or is it all just on gaming?
By the time I'm looking for a new phone, there'll definitely be plenty of options.
Here's my problem with when I need to get a new phone: is will that phone jack exist?
Probably not. I already accepted that reality.
I have not yet. I have not. In fact,
Some of them do have one, but a lot of them are ditching it. It's just limiting your options too much at that point. It sucks. I don't like it at
Here's the
all.
problem.
But
As a DJ, sometimes, as a backup for something.
guess you'll have to get a dongle.
Oh yeah, the joys of dongle life. Thanks, Apple. Thanks for
never do that.
Thanks for
Apple
screwing everything up.
Apple is dumb. We would never get rid of the headphone jack.
I still would like to see if their phone that is supposedly not going to have any ports actually becomes a reality.
I hope that never becomes a thing. Because you know that all the Android manufacturers will say the same crap that they did when the it was removed, headphone jack.
In terms of the ability to make something more, shall we say, waterproof, yes, that would be a thing. But like, I don't know. You're just limiting a lot of options at that point. So, but that's a thing, I guess. So, anyway, but all right, I don't have anything else for the show this week. Do you? All right, well, that's kind of it. So, I wish we had like less news about like coronavirus thing, but I feel like this is going to be a problem for the foreseeable future. So we will try to stick to as many actual tech topics as we can on the show, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, like if you liked, dislike if you didn't like, comment down below, all that fun stuff. Get subscribed, turn on the bell for notifications. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Bye.